With the news that NASCAR will be having its own TV channel on Tubi, there is a lot of hope and a lot of excitement that NASCAR fans have. This is something that I remember fans asking for back in the early 2000s. The way that the NFL has the NFL Network, they wanted NASCAR TV or NASCAR Network or whatever. And with that excitement, it looks pretty good so far. A lot of NASCAR Productions materials will end up being on that channel. But overall, I think that this is an opportunity for NASCAR to grow even further than the initial planning phase that they have right now. So I'm going to go through 6 different things I want on NASCAR's new TV channel. 3 of these being for the short term or now, and 3 of these being for later in the long term and ways they can really grow. So let's jump into the short term to start. First off, they have live shows. I think that with them already starting out with NASCAR production shows and different live ones, that's a good start, but I think that they need to have more. Fill out a good lineup so it's not just classic races you're always showing. We have NASCAR classics and other YouTube channels to be able to view those. I think that having some kind of hub for people to go to and fans to go to, whether it be for news, opinion, whether it just be in general announcements, and especially breaking news announcements for NASCAR being on there, I think those are big. A race hub, if you will. And I think it can be a staple for any NASCAR-centered media. This, again, can be historic content. This can be news content. This can be stuff that's completely out there altogether. Either way, live stuff, I think, needs to be done to have that little bit more connection when it comes to fans. Plus, you have a huge facility with NASCAR Productions. Got to use it. And the second thing I would really like brought on pretty soon is pre-race shows. These can be live or pre-recorded for all I care. Honestly, I think that this would be good because you can give time for storylines and last-second stories that won't necessarily be covered on the broadcast. Outside the Daytona 500, Fox especially drops the ball on a lot of their pre- and post-race coverage, so this would be a really good way to at least have the diehards be in the loop. And it can lead into any of the Fox, Prime, TNT, or NBC broadcast for the Cup Series. I would say start with the Cup Series, and then if the lower series work, make that work. But have a new NASCAR race day, if you will. Have it live at the track if it's going to be live. Do something that will make it stand out and be a big part for both fans watching at home and fans at the track. And with pre-race shows, I think you need to also have some post-race shows. Fox especially skimps out immensely on this, and it needs to be fixed because fans, I think, need a post-race show more than a pre-race show, to be honest with you. You can go in-depth as long as you need. After all, it's your channel. What are you going to do? Go right on over and start showing a race from 1987? I think we can wait 30 extra minutes if something is big for that. That would be absolutely huge if there was some proper coverage for it on top of the media coverage that we had on the broadcast when there was, say, the controversy at Martinsville last year. And any stories the broadcast doesn't catch or cover can be touched on. The reporters for whatever show we have can actually reach out to those teams and drivers, talk inside the garage, and have a little bit longer of a window to do so. Basically bring back the old version, or at least a new version, of NASCAR Victory Lane that NASCAR and Speed used to have. And you know what? Before anyone says anything else, I'm going to admit it. I've been binging Voti videos all off season long, and it makes me nostalgic, but these shows are necessary. Inside NASCAR, necessary. NASCAR Now, necessary. Race Hub, all of them. This is something that this NASCAR channel needs. Why have a NASCAR-only channel if you're not going to take full advantage of it? And those shows with Speed did take full advantage of it. It's time for this one to as well. Now, we talked about the ones that would be good for the short term, but there's others I think long term that would be a better business move for NASCAR and help the fans have a little bit more access. Starting out with move radio shows and Sirius XM shows, things like that, if they're needed and can have a video platform for it, over to this channel. Platforms with NASCAR media kind of consolidating into one place, so there's a one-stop shop for everything NASCAR that's coming from the professional grade and the professional media when it comes to NASCAR. Get closer to the places that newer viewers can find you. After all, listen, I know that some of you probably do, But in large numbers, is there any group of fans that are under the age of 50 for any sport that primarily listen to radio anymore? I don't think so. I think it can be a good subsidiary. It can be something you can keep on as just a way to outreach and be good for people to put on in the car. But most of the time, people put on podcasts in the car, which is part of what this channel has, live video podcasts as well, that you're going to be able to get on podcast networks as well as on NASCAR's YouTube channel. Either way, you need to move these shows because maybe people disagree with them. Maybe there's opinion, maybe they have call-ins, and it might not be the safest to have live, so maybe it has to be pre-recorded. Either way, these are shows that I think would be good to have to fill out full during the week airtime. Also, expand from Tubi. Listen, that's a great start to have, and it's a very accessible start to have. But I think that this needs expansion over time. NASCAR can't just basically hinge itself onto one partner, because when you hinge yourself onto one partner, if that partner changes or if something changes for them, you're going to be the one left on the hook and trying to find something last minute. And NASCAR has had this issue before when it comes to their partners in different levels of media and sponsorship in general. And I really don't want this to become a catastrophic failure because of that. I think going to larger platforms, something on the App Store that you can download on your phone and watch live, or maybe go to YouTube TV and other platforms like that. Ones that a lot of people are on, and yeah, maybe you have to pay an extra $5 a month to have it on your YouTube TV. But either way, you'd be able to have it really easy along with the rest of your TV platforms, and at a much cheaper price than a lot of things like Sunday Ticket and other sports-related and media-related kind of things that you have to buy as different premium packages. That will be something. And I'll say this, if you have my next point on there, paying for this channel, I don't think will be an issue for us diehard fans. Because the biggest long-term thing I want this channel to have is live racing. Simulcast, I think, would be a great big start to have during this current deal. And it's not like they can't do this. It's not like current partners of theirs have not let them do this before. For instance, NBCSN used to have the basically NASCAR Hot Pass of the 4 Championship 4 drivers for a couple of years when their deal started out. TNT and TBS also did a couple of years where they simulcast the Summer Daytona race. Especially, I remember, I think 2012 they had something like that. And the NFL Network does this as well. They formerly had Thursday Night Football on that network before signing their deal with Prime, as well as the one with Fox. And you got Red Zone and other platforms that you're able to watch highlights to different games and also different in-depth analysis during games. I think that having a pay-to-play for an eventual commercial-free racing broadcast on this channel would be the proper way for NASCAR to go. We saw them get huge ratings jumps, reaping the benefits at Daytona and Talladega this year from commercial-free NASCAR broadcasting or nearly commercial-free NASCAR broadcasting, either side-by-side or none at all. And to me, that is the pathway to the future. We've seen it work with Formula One. We've rarely missed anything with the NFL. These are the biggest and largest growing platforms right now in sports. And I think you need to emulate these kind of things in order to grow as a sport. But there you got it. Those are the things that I would want on this NASCAR TV network. Now I want you to let me know what you think down in the comments below and what you want. While you're at it, leave a like on this video, share this video, and subscribe to this channel for more great and fun NASCAR content. Thank you so much to all my channel members for your continued support. Until next time, have a good one.